Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Avgerinos. I'm a professor of vascular surgery at the University of Athens, and I'm happy to moderate this webinar on the European Venous Forum Insights. I'm happy to have with me Rodrigo Kikuchi, professor of vascular surgery from Sao Paulo, Brazil, and Joana Ferreira, professor of vascular surgery from Portugal. This is going to be a short 10-minute video on the key insights of the European Venous Forum. Each one of us will do a summary of the key points of the webinar. So I presented three abstracts that I considered the most influential during the European Venous Forum. The first abstract came from Imperial College, London. Genetics seem to drive susceptibility for chronic venous disease, but not progression. This suggests that while genetics determine who develops varicose veins, disease progression is likely influenced by inflammation, environmental factors, lifestyle, and local biological mechanisms. The second abstract I focused on was about thinking beyond the vein. Chronic venous disease is a systematic condition. This was an abstract coming from Tokyo that won actually the prize in the Japanese vascular conference, and they indicated that patients with chronic venous insufficiency had significantly higher coronary artery calcium score than the matched controls, supporting the hypothesis that venous disease may reflect systemic vascular dysfunction rather than an isolated disorder of the lower limb. The third abstract that I presented had to do with recurrence. It comes from Russia. The authors did a meta-analysis and they managed to identify a follow-up of 34 years. So what we took out of this abstract: treat the disease, not just the reflux. Long-term follow-up matters. It seems that 1 in 2 patients will have a recurrence. Irrespective of the type of treatment that was applied, there will be a recurrence within 15 years. Chronic venous disease is chronic, and patients need to be followed up thoroughly. Taken together, these 3 studies highlight an important shift in our field. Phlebology is moving beyond the treatment of reflux alone. We are beginning to understand that chronic venous disease is not isolated, and it seems it's more biological complex and relates to a global cardiovascular disease.
I'm Dr. Rodrigo Kikuchi, vascular surgeon from Brazil, and I'm going to share my key message from the EVF Insights webinar that we just had. The first takeaway is that clinical link is undeniable between chronic venous disease and arterial chronic disease. We have varicose veins, advanced CVI, and also venous leg ulcers with more prevalence of cardiovascular disease. And then if we go to DVTs and coronary artery disease, there are also independent risk factors to develop cardiovascular disease. So this link nowadays is undeniable. We need to think about cardiovascular disease when we see a venous disease. And this is very important for us to have this second takeaway. They both share pathophysiology very, very close. So they both have this inflammatory core for endothelial dysfunction, systemic inflammation, and also this thrombosis proclivity. And several risk factors are shared between these 2 diseases. And nowadays we have genetic proof in Mendelian randomization study that confirmed the association between chronic venous insufficiency and cardiovascular disease. So it's very important now for us to think about both diseases walking together. And the third takeaway is that venous intervention may mitigate systemic risk for cardiovascular disease. If you treat venous insufficiency with endovenous laser, we have a 51% drop in DVTs and a 36% drop in peripheral artery disease. And we need to think about pharmacological treatment as well. And we have some evidence when used statins, and also we have the MPFF therapy improving the quality of life and improving all 4 dimensions for the patients: physical, aesthetic, relational, and emotional. And we also have some data specifically with MPFF improving the quality of life for type 2 diabetes patients. And the final takeaway that I bring to you, that we need to think of our patient in a holistic form. We have this patient-centered core, but we need to work together with several specialties and several professionals, because CVD coexists with major cardiometabolic conditions that can bring us a more prevalence of cardiovascular disease. So we need to think this disease together, and we need to improve our team to treat better our patients.
My name is Joana Ferreira. I'm a vascular surgeon from Porto, Portugal, and I want to welcome you all to this webinar. And my talk in this webinar was about MPFF. We use MPFF in Europe for decades. The European guidelines recommend its prescription, but besides that, there is a lot of investigation and research concerning this molecule. And in the EVF meeting, there was a lot of abstracts focused on the efficacy of MPFF. I chose 4 abstracts to share with you, and I chose these abstracts because they underline the efficacy of MPFF in different populations, as well as in different subgroups of patients. So MPFF is efficacy in controlling the symptoms of chronic venous disease associated with contraception. MPFF decrease the symptoms of chronic venous disease after interventions, for instance, after laser intervention. And there is also a study that proved that the long-term prescription of MPFF does not diminish its efficacy, and there is no serious adverse reaction. So MPFF is a molecule that we can use in our clinical practice to control the symptoms of our patients.
Post your questions in the comment box. The experts will reply, and the CVMD channel secretariat will post their feedback.